Well, hello there folks. Out in the mountains again, and it's an absolute belter of a day, so really excited about this trip. Not the trip that was meant to be happening though. I'm meant to be going away doing a bushcraft video at the big shelter, but I had to take an opportunity with this weather the way it was. So I'm going to be heading up into a Corbett that I've never actually summited before, so really excited, but it's completely covered in snow. So I've got the crampons, ice axe, the full boona, so it's going to be an absolute fun trip. So I'm up in Assynt, and as I said, I'll put all the details of the mountain etc as well on the screen later. But as I said, I'll make my way a wee bit further up and then I'll catch up with you. This one there's a little bit less traffic noise. Just having a wee rest and just start taking in the views. This is just mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, so as I said, just gonna have a wee, a couple of wee jelly babies and a little bit of a chill just before I go on to the final sort of ascent up to the summit itself. Lots of clag up there, unfortunately, because I've got the drone with me, so it would be amazing to get some drone shots, so hopefully it all clears later on. But whatever it is, it's just great getting out in the mountains. Okay, so I'll catch up with you on this summit. Well, that's me finally arrived at the top. That was hard work, really hard work. But it's absolutely gorgeous, as I was expecting. Not quite as clear, a wee bit of clag over to my right hand side there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly try and find somewhere that, if I'm going to camp up here, quite fancy camping down at the loch as well, so it'd just be a case of going down through the middle. I think that's just a little bit too sketchy for me to get back down with my leg. But absolutely gorgeous, beautiful views. So unfortunately on this bit I'd actually lost the audio, not sure if it was due to the temperatures or not. But on this particular section, what I've done is I researched this online, seen photographs of it,
I'd not seen anyone camping here before, but I did sort of think that this was going to be the best place because it gave me the coverage on all three sides. And I wanted a really good view out west in the hope that the Northern Lights might be there. So all I'm doing at the moment is just sort of clearing the snow away. It's just so I can actually put my sleep pad directly onto the ground. And then I'll be giving out the sleep pad a little try out just to make sure it's as flat as possible before I get the Gore-Tex Bivvy out and the rest of the sleep system, just so I can get myself set for a comfy night.
So I said I've got the bivvy bag, the Gore-Tex bivvy bag, and I'll be using the Thermarest sleep mat. But the question I've got at the moment is, I said I'll maybe have the storm bivvy just underneath, because I said there's a ledge under there where I'm going to put some stuff if I put the tarp, or alternatively the dry bags. So I can actually put kit away and hide it underneath there. But I might put the storm bivvy in there, and then I said if it does sort of kick off during the night, although the forecast is saying it's meant to be really nice all night, so it should be absolutely fine. But a shame about the clag. I said I just can't see anything, but what an atmosphere that's actually making just in the background there. So absolutely brilliant. And I said plenty warm. I still have another puffer, I've got another set of base layers, I've got another top, you know, so I'm going to be warm enough. And again, with the sleep system I've got, it's going to be nice and toasty. Only thing I'm thinking of at the moment is, I said getting off tomorrow. That is really, really sketchy down the actual side there. That was hands on rocks, clambering, all sorts of stuff to try and get up. So I might end up actually going down just through the middle. Just watch somebody else go down through the middle. I've not done it myself, but I'm sure I'll be able to find it. And more or less on the way up, I was actually just following footprints. So sometimes you can just cheat and do that as well. But I'm just going to get myself all set up and then get some food on. So I have to say that's quite eerie. Just the way the sort of cloud comes in and everything sort of disappears and then it comes back again. But looking up, it looks as if it might be a clear sky tonight, so I might be in for a really good star show, which would just be amazing. But I've always wanted to do this sort of thing. And again, I just sort of take an opportunity tonight, push my boundaries more than anything else. And again, what I'm going to do just now, I'm just going to put the details of where I am, height, etc. as well, just for the actual camp. But it's so nice getting some warm food in me. You can feel it going down all through your chest. So I'm probably going to finish this and then have a little wander around. But I realise that I'm starting to lose light, and the GoPro is not fantastic when it comes to the sort of darker lights. So what I might do is just sort of have a little chill out after I've had a wander, head into the sleeping bag for a wee bit, and then I'll catch up with you later on. In my element, in my absolute element. And again, at the moment, don't feel as if there's any need to put any extra layers on, although I've got plenty there. So, okay, so I'm just going to finish this off just now. So there's a wee man cave, and that's it with the bivvy light in there as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my other jacket on and sleeping bag liner in there as well and get myself sorted. Quite comfy in my wee hobbit home. I said it is getting really, really cold now, so I was just lying there a wee while ago and I was drifting off to sleep, so I think I'm actually just going to hit the hay. Early start tomorrow. Sunrise is at 8:32, I think it is, so I need to get back up the mountain, although it's not that far away, so probably get up about 7 o'clock. That's a nice wee setup, really, really like it. As I said, that Sun Blessed Bivvy is just absolutely perfect for this sort of thing. Okay, so barring any incident, I shall see you all in the morning. Well, good morning there, folks. What an absolutely amazing night that was. Really, really good sleep. But more than anything, I had the Northern Lights last night. I had a full show out to the west and it was just absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, my cameras are not that great, so I didn't manage to get any of the sort of videos, so I'm going to be putting some stills up later on, some photos that I took. But something I've always dreamed of, actually having the Northern Lights out. But then it's the case of you wake up in the morning and you've got a sunrise like that. Absolutely stunning. Not quite the sunrise I was hoping for, but still really, really nice. I think it's just with the type of clouds that it is as well. It's going to look really good across the sky. So I've probably got about another 5-6 minutes before the sun actually comes up itself anyway, so. Absolutely beautiful. And again, I'm going to be able to sort of show you some of the bits round the coast, etc. Because we've got Stack Polly, we've got Corbett over there as well, and then Solven just over behind me as well. So we'll have a little look around, because yesterday when I arrived I was really just wanting to get the camp set up. Wow. And again, so peaceful, so quiet. I have to say, I used all my gear, which I knew I sort of would, but I've still got a set of base layers in the bag, actually, come think of it. But I used my winter gloves, I've got my bigger puffer jacket on as well, and I actually wore the balaclava last night. I find that makes a massive difference in this sort of conditions, just from the point of view of keeping the warmth in. So it was really nice, very, very comfortable, beautiful star show. I ended up taking the tarp down. There was just a slight breeze, and the reason I don't like tents is that noise. So I actually took the tarp down and just got the storm bivvy out, so I'll show you that just in a wee bit as well. So got the storm bivvy out and actually just slept in that, but didn't zip up the top, so that I could actually still look at the Northern Lights, because it was literally just, I just had to sit up and it was just directly in front of me. Absolutely stunning. I think it's just over to the right, just behind that big cloud there. Okay, so hopefully it does actually come out and we get a real good one. But if it, I think that whole cloud formation up there might end up going orange. Fingers crossed. So there's my wee rock formation, and again I'll show you that in a wee bit. And that's just the summit of Cùl Mòr itself. And that one there is Corbett. So I've done a brilliant camp up there, so I'll put a link to the video there. And then you've got Stack Polly just there. And then the mighty Solven. But just look at the range there, just all the mountains that are there, just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, but look at that sky. I'm so lucky to live in this area, I really am. And again, I realise it every day, and every trip I go on I realise it as well, because it is just absolutely stunning. But effort getting up here in the first place. But as I said, I'm going to go down. I've actually seen the path that goes down there as well, which I'm a bit more comfortable with. Because I said going down that rock boulder was just not going to be an option for me this morning. But legs feeling good, legs feeling really good actually. But I'm just going to have a little wander around and just sort of take all this in. And then it's just going to be a case of getting pack up camp and sort of get myself down off the mountain. But I'll take you over to camp just now, just so you can see it. Again, I'm going to turn the camera around so you get the full experience. So there's camp. As I said, it was nice and sheltered. Definitely a good spot to actually go, because the wind was coming really from the south. Sort of southwest, I would have said. And again, that just gave me that really nice bit of shelter there. So I had no problems. And then there was a few wee bits where I could just sort of store equipment, but everything's just sort of frozen solid this morning. Again, I'll take you over. Look at that sky though. Was contemplating trying to summit that this morning, but I think I'm just going to make my way off the mountain just now. Okay, so as I said, I'm just going to get packed, and then I'll give you a shout once I'm just about to head off. And I'm just going to take my time coming off as well, nice and slow. Contemplating micro spikes at the moment, but I've got them and crampons, so I'll see how it goes, see what it feels like underfoot after the first little bit. So I'll catch up with you in a wee bit. So just check that out. Absolutely stunning. And just look at the clouds. Just nature doing nature stuff. So I'm going to put the images of the Northern Lights last night up just now, just so you can see them. And as I said, it's just been a little dream of mine to be able to sort of see that. But while out camping, I've seen plenty other people have experienced it, but I've never ever experienced it myself. So to actually be able to see that myself last night was just majestic. And it was there for probably about an hour and a half as well. And I don't think, in all honesty, the images do it justice. But this is why I do it. But I really need to get packing. I'll go and do that just now. I'll catch up with you in a wee bit. Well, that has been so much fun coming down there. Pretty much sort of sliding. I've not put the micro spikes on, but it's borderline. But the next little bit's a little bit the techie side, so I'm just going to put the camera away for that. But look at this. It's an absolutely gorgeous day for being out in the hills, so I wouldn't be surprised if I see a few people coming up. But as I said, there's a summit just on the opposite side. What I'm going to do is make my way down just now, cross the river, make my way up there, and when I get up there I'll give you a wee shout. Well, that's me arrived at the sort of cairn just at the top of the walk in. And just looking back on it, it's amazing to have been able to have spent a night up there. It really has been just spectacular. One of the probably most adventurous ones I've done, and probably pushed my limits on things like temperature, understanding temperature control. Wasn't cold at all during the night, but it's more a case of learning how to sort of control that and make sure. Definitely think it was a good idea getting into the storm bivvy. I think that made a bit of a difference. But even water, so the water itself, I actually left my water outside the sleeping bag, and I woke up in the morning completely frozen. Had it in the sleeping bag for about an hour, but it still wasn't really okay for drinking. So this is the first drink that I've actually had. Things like that I need to get better at and try and understand it a little bit more. But just amazing. The Northern Lights last night, outstanding. That wee place up there was just a wee special one, you know. It was just like being able to find it, so it actually was protected on 3 sides. It just made it so much comfier. But I'm going to finish the video here just with this scenery in the background, as opposed to back of the van, and I'm just going to slowly make my way back off the mountain and just enjoy the views. But this has just been another level, something I've desperately needed at the moment. But to sort of get everything that's actually happened within it, the Northern Lights, and even the sunrise this morning, still absolutely stunning, the cloud formations, etc. So it's just nature, it's just loving it. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, thanks very much for watching it all the way through, and we will see you on the next adventure. So stay safe out there. Thanks a lot, bye bye.